Some wag once said that he thought this gospel would better be proclaimed around the 15th of April because that's the time of taxes. But of course, we don't hate tax collectors. We don't hate people who work for the IRS. They're just working for a system. And now's the time of year when we have an opportunity to change the system. Election time. But unfortunately, Zacchaeus was working for the Romans and collecting their taxes, and therefore everybody hated him. And it was thought, because the system was set up that way, that he was dishonest because tax collectors got their salary by skimming as much off as they could from what they collected. Therefore, they always collected a little more than they should have to make up the difference. That's the assumption people had about Zacchaeus. That's the conclusion they reached before they knew Zacchaeus. And that's why what Jesus says to Zacchaeus about coming to his house is so extremely important for us, because it reminds us not to prejudge people when we are offering them the mercy of God. And that is exactly what Paul was talking about in the second reading, and the prophet was speaking about in the first reading. It is our job description, to offer the world the mercy of God, which we have experienced ourselves. But if we're going to prejudge people as beyond the pale, lost, no good can come from them, then of course we have cut short and prevented ourselves from offering the gift of God's mercy. It's very interesting. Zacchaeus says here, look, I will give to the poor. That's not a good translation. That's not what the original language said. The original language said, look, I give to the poor. He's all in the present tense. And in Greek, the present tense meant ongoing activity. And so he's saying to the Lord, I give to the poor regularly. And if I have defrauded anybody, he's not admitting he has, I'll give back 400%. The only time Roman law wanted 400% restitution was if you were a convicted felon. And the Jewish law only asked 20%, whether you were a felon or not. This man is really a good man, but not recognized as such because of his job. And so often in life, we prejudge people, and then we are sort of creating a distance between ourselves and them, by which we are unable then to handle on the mercy of God, which we ourselves have personally received. Someone said that things never change. The more they change, the more they stay the same. And I think that's true. In the days of Jesus and today, the only exercise some people get is jumping to conclusions. And usually about other people. Thank God, the merciful God does not jump to conclusions about us. And we shouldn't about them.